Alright guys, welcome back to Phenomenal Fantasy Wrestling. I know I am extremely late on these weeks in reviews. Things have been kind of out of hand, and I haven't had a chance to get these done. So, we're going to go ahead and go over the last week of our spreadsheet. Who's in the lead? Who's trailing? Who needs to make some moves? Alright, let's head to the computer, guys. Alright, guys. Now, I know there have been some moves made, and we'll go over those. But for right now, I'll just go over the current leaderboard and current... Well, you know what I mean. So right now, with a score of 26-10, Andrea is in the lead. I'm right behind her with 2150, followed by Darren, and then Moose. Then we have William, Gideon, Josh, Stephen, Markeith, Scott, Joseph, Ra, John, Ryan, Alan, Ali, Christopher, Rob, Cassandra, and Blinky. So there's definitely been some movement going on. Cassandra she has dropped pretty far, I gotta say. John, you were on an upswing there for a little bit, but it looks like you've had some falling graces too. Darren, man, he led for the first several weeks, but now he's down to third. And I'll be honest with you, the way I do my roster is nobody is safe. Just call me Vince McMahon, because I'll release your butt at any time, and then I will pick up. Basically, I look at this week. Is there a pay-per-view? If there are, who's in the title matches? Who's free? And I go from there with my roster. Because, if there's a title match, there's going to be fallout from a title match, whether it be a title change or, title doesn't change hands. There's going to be fallout from that following week. So that's just the way I look at my roster. Is I look straight at the upcoming pay-per-view card or upcoming card for the week, because AEW puts out their cards a week in advance. At the end of Dynamite, they'll show you what's happening the next week of Dynamite. WWE, not so much on that. I think they try to do that with NXT here and there, but AEW is really good about that. But let's take a look. Start looking at some of these rosters. I know Blinky had some moves this week. I know he got rid of Paul White. He got rid of Tommy Dreamer. Believe those were his biggest two moves. He may have moved his tag team as well. He's trying to make moves here and there, but he's just so far behind. It's hurting him. Cassandra Injustice still her lifeline from the Indies. And MLW, I believe, just came back with their Fusion Alpha. I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch it today or tomorrow. But MLW is about to start up, so it's time to start looking at, those rosters. Miz, she needs to drop The Miz. The Miz is doing Dancing with the Stars. The Miz will probably be off TV for a couple of months doing that. Tamina just losing the tag titles this week. Not going to help you. Well, she may feud back and forth for them. If not, she'll probably fall off. Carmelo Hayes doing big things. Scorpio Sky's got stuff going on. Rosemary, Mickey James. Eva Lise, I think she recently dropped Mia Yim. I think she may have dropped this past week. Penelope Ford and Abaddon. Good hold-ups. Let's see. Who's next? Rob, Private Party. John Morrison, I'm not sure what's going to go on with him, with no Miz to feud with. He's kind of dipped off of TV for the last couple weeks, so. Seth Rollins, Cameron Grimes, Omega, Rich Swann, James Storm, Tyrus, The only issue I see with your team right now is Keith Lee. Yeah, and, I think he had a dark match a week or so ago, so maybe he'll pop up soon. Okay, so I'm going to focus on people I know watch this video. So let's start with John. New Day, with Big E coming back to Raw. That's a big get. Omos, I think, they're still feuding with Orton and, RK Bro. So he'll definitely get points each week. Just a matter of whether he has a match or not, and whether they get those titles back or not. Brock Lesnar, same thing. It just depends on when he wants to show up. Kaylee Ray, I don't think I saw her last week. I haven't watched this week's NXT yet, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Malachi Black's a good one to have. Chris Bay, Jacob Fatu's good to have right now. Flamita, Hammerstone, Jay White. If I were to drop somebody, I'd say drop Jay White. He had that little run in Impact, but he hasn't been back since. That would be my one note there, is I would look for somebody to switch with Jay White, or, you've got Bray Wyatt on the bench. I think he's going to show up soon, so just hold him out. Get rid of him once Bray shows up. Let's see who else we got. Let's look at Scott. He got Dark Order. I believe you dropped them this week. Sheamus, Apollo, LA Knight, Britt Baker, Ace Austin, Aldis, Adam Priest. You've got a killer roster there, other than Susan, who's not doing a whole lot. I think you dropped Pac this week as well. Let's see, who else we got? Mark Keith, Hit Row, Drew, Mysterio, Swerve, Nyla. I know you said you wanted to drop Sami Callihan, so you'll probably do that this next week. Gresham, Aaron Stevens. You may want to look at dropping him, because I don't think him and Kratos are going to go for those titles again anytime soon. The exception of that, I think you dropped Angelina Love. Or we're looking to. No, I think you dropped her. So, yeah, everybody's got pretty good rosters. It's just how the week goes. Like I was saying, I'd look straight at my, title matches. That's what I look at every week. Who's in the title match, who's not there. And that's how I make my choices on moving around. Or even specialty matches, those run for an extra 10 points compared to, just singles matches. So, like Ring of Honor was this week here, so I picked up Shane Taylor. Now, of course, I got screwed over there because Kenny King took him out of the match, and O'Shea Edwards had to step in. But Dragon Lee, they had the tag title match, then they had the 6-man tag title match, and plus he's the television champion, so I made the choice to pick him up. Same right there, Roxy and Miranda Alizé, they were fighting for the women's title, so I picked both of them up, and I dropped Alizé as soon as, that was over, and kept Roxy on my roster. I think I have Heath now on my bench, because with the Violent by Design kicking Rhino out, I think he'll be the one to come in and they'll tag up against Violent by Design. Let's see. Look at Darren's list here. Good Brothers, they're keeping you up there. Dewdrop, she's every week beating Eva Marie. Tegan Knox, she's a good one to have, but she's not been doing a whole lot. Kyle, Cody Rhodes is good for here and there appearances, here and there matches. Like he hasn't been around for a month, and now tonight he's fighting Malachi Black on Dynamite. He'll probably win that, and then he probably won't do anything for another month. So There's that. Eddie Edwards, always a good one. He's always on Impact. Matt Cross will be doing a lot once MLW starts back up and takes off. 2.0 is killing it in AEW. Becky Lynch, PCO. I wanted to think he had something about to pop off with Danhausen and Sledge, but then he announced he wasn't going to resign. So I'd probably put him on my list of people to drop. Maybe throw Chris Adonis off of your bench when he gets done with his COVID stuff, and put him back on that main on your main roster there. Let's see. We'll head over to the free agents lists. Free agents who had points. O'Shea Edwards, like I said, he stepped in for Shane Taylor at the pay-per-view. NWA Kratos got 20 points. Cyan, the Hex, they got some points. AEW Butcher and the Blade, I believe somebody picked them up this week. Fuego del Sol, Wheeler Yuta, Chuck Taylor, best friends. Layla Hirsch, I believe somebody picked her up. Emi Sakura, on Dark, at least once a week she's on Dark, getting points. Raw, Mason T-Bar, they were there last week. I know they weren't there this week, but, they're every other week or so. Viking Raiders, Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, Jackson Riker. Again, this week, I've started this week's list already. Angel Garza's already gotten 15 more due to his pairing up with, his cousin Humberto. And I think somebody's already got Humberto, but there's that. All right, let's come back to me. All right, guys, so that is how the rosters are looking right now. Everybody's got a really good roster. I don't know why my eyes look like that on the video. Sorry, guys. Anyway, everybody's got a really good roster. Everybody is... It's just a matter of how the week's playing out, how things are going. See, I do know, a lot of things. I watch a lot of wrestling, but some of it's getting kind of away from me. The indie shows, if you see a point thread and it says this show, it doesn't say appearance points. I haven't made full lists. Usually I'll only do that with the New Japan shows. If I don't watch them and still make the points list, I don't watch the New Japan shows. I've said it before. I wish I did. There's some really good wrestling there, really good stuff. I watch matches here and there, of course, on YouTube, but I just don't sit down and watch the whole show. But I do get those results off of cagematch.net. Like I was saying, if there's indie shows that just have, this points thread and then shows just 2 or 3 names or, names of people who are on our rosters, or I want to put you guys to see that these guys are getting points, so I put them in the free agencies list getting points. That's where I'm getting those results from, our cage match. Same thing with some WWE live shows. If they have a super show, they'll post the results there, and I've been using those. There's just way too much for me to watch every single thing, and I try, trust me. Alright, so I do not remember. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a review. I do not remember the last trivia question we had. I believe it was regarding Matt Hardy's, the original name that Michael Hayes tried to give the Twist of Fate. I'm 95% sure that was the last trivia question I did. Anyway, the answer to that was the JLT, just like that. Kind of RKO-esque. The Twist of Fate can be hurt just like that. Of course, they didn't go with that. They went with Twist of Fate. Anyway, this week's trivia question. I had it a minute ago. I lost it. Give me a second. Alright, that's right. I knew I had it set up. Since NXT's been using I know they stopped a couple weeks ago or about a month ago, but they were using the $1 Million Championship and had Ted DiBiase featured every single week, just about. My trivia question for this week is, how many $1 Million champions have there been? And if you can name all the champions, I'll give you 5 points per name. But that is this week's trivia question. How many champions, $1 million champions have there been? That's worth 10. If you give me the names of each one, that's an extra 5 point per name. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.